Hi mamas, how are you? I am very excited for today's prenatal yoga flow. So something I wanted to start the class with and just setting an intention around prenatal yoga is that I want you to think about finding that inner peace, that inner strength, and the softness of your body, softening, because I think that we tend to all be go, 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 and we forget that part of labor and birth is really allowing the pelvis to open, to soften the body, find that deep relaxation so that we can guide baby out in a really easy way. Of course, it's always easier said than done, but that's what this yoga practice is going to be all about. I want you to think about how you can use the breath, how you can use these different forms of movement to help you during labor and birth, and the flow of the yoga will be similar to the rhythm of labor and birth. So today's positive affirmations are from the beautiful Hope Cards by Hindsight. I have the power to take control of my thoughts. And from Mama Natural, I am my own best advocate. And I think that is super true. I recently had a meeting with my doula, and she brought up a lot of good questions that I hadn't asked the birth center yet. So remember to ask lots of questions. This is your body, your baby, and your birth, and you are allowed to have your own birth preferences and your birth plan. So remember to ask questions and advocate. Just because they tell you they have to do something doesn't mean you have to accept it. So with that, I just want to empower you to remember that you can have your birth however you would like. And with that, if you're going to start the playlist, I recommend starting it in 3, 2, 1. All right, we are going to make our way to a seated, comfortable position. So if you have some sort of pillow or prop, I think with our bellies, we tend to roll back. And again, I'm Jackie Smith of Little Adapts by Jax, a holistic nutrition and fitness coach focusing on barre, yoga, pre and postnatal, and I'm currently 30 weeks pregnant. So 10 weeks left, can't believe it, but with that, let's come to our center. So I recommend crossing your leg in the unnatural way, right? Just to open up that unnatural feeling in the hips, and then come and sit onto your sit bones. So let's start about grounding and centering ourselves before we even get into the movement of the stretches, of all the things that are going to be really, really helpful during labor and birth. So I want you to close your eyes and exhale all of the stale breath out of your belly. And actually, if you feel comfortable, bring your hand to your chest and a hand to your belly to support your babe and let them know that you're there. And then take a big inhale into the belly, relaxing the pelvic floor, breathing in all sides. Inhale. Exhale like you're breathing out of a straw. Pull everything in and up, activating that pelvic floor. Inhale to relax. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to your breath, and we're going to just do a little bit of movement and breath work that you can do throughout the flow. So I want you to take a big inhale again. Again, you can keep hand on heart and hand on baby. Inhale. And then sigh it out. Take another big inhale. Centering and softening yourself. Flutter it out your lips. One final big breath here. Inhale as big as you can, breathing in and down into baby. Do a lion's mane, sticking out the tongue, and let it all go. and come back to your breath. So keeping your eyes closed, you can keep your hands where they are or bring them onto your thighs. And we're going to start to do some neck rolls. So just rolling out the neck to the right. Breathing into any tightness that you find. No judgment. And when you're ready, you can reverse those circles. Remember, this is your practice, so if there's something that you like to do more than others, or if you want to just take a child's pose, feel free to do so. And then let's start with seated pelvic tilt. So this is going to help to mobilize the pelvic floor, the pelvis. And we're going to inhale, arms come up, up, back, and around. And then exhale, reach forward. Open up the chest and the pelvis forward. Inhale. And exhale, pull the belly to the spine. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. 3 more like this. Just doing what feels good to you right here. Last 2. Last 1. And then we're going to make our way into I know what we're going to do. Sorry, this is new flow. Inhale, arms come up. And then we're going to find a little bit of a stretch. Right hand comes back behind you, left hand comes it forward. Inhale, back up. Finding some movement in our spine. So it's a very slight twist here. We're not going too deep into the pose. We don't want to add any more intra-abdominal pressure. Inhale. Exhale. 4 more. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, feeling that chest open. Exhale. Last 2. Last 1. So if you are using your prop, you're going to move it to the side. And we're going to come into a single leg side stretch to rock star, modified rock star. So you're going to extend your right leg, take a nice inhale, and then coming around, you can lift your hips up, open up the chest, and drop it down. Find that stretch. And then come forward. Exhale, lift the hips up. Maybe bring that right arm around, drop it down. Oh, it feels so good in front of that right hip flexor. Now left hand back around, lift the hips up, right arm comes over your ear, drop it down, left arm over left ear, and again, find whatever rhythm works for you. And when you're ready, we're gonna switch sides. So come back up to center, you're gonna extend the left leg out. We're gonna side bend over, take a breath here before we dive into it. Face the leg, breath here. You're gonna roll your arm around, drop the right hand down, lift the hips up, left arm to the ceiling for rock star. Bring that left arm back and around, drop the hip down, side stretch. Again, just breathing into any tightness. Inhaling on the stretch, exhaling on rock star. And exhale. to our last one. And drop it down. Maybe you extend those legs out. Just flutter out the knees, little ankle rolls. Maybe you massage out those thighs and legs. Just get everything a little loose. We are going to come into a child's pose. So, knees as wide as the mat, toes touching. Extend your fingertips long. Think about relaxing the forearms off the mat. If it feels good to you and there's like a lot of space or a lot of tension in the neck, you can always bring a block or a pillow or a block to give you more space. I want you to think about softening the body today, finding that inner strength and calmness, and also how can you make more space for yourself? How can you make more space for baby? And just breathing into that here. 3 breaths, take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Slowly make your way up to cat pose. And the reason I say cat pose as opposed to cat cow is we're not going to overextend the back and add any more intra-abdominal pressure. So we are going to just come into tabletop as we inhale. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Untuck the toes, press the feet firmly into the mat, and then exhale. Press away out of the mat, pull the belly to the spine. Give baby a little hug. Inhale. To flat back. Exhale, pull the belly to the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, releasing the back, hugging baby, saying hello. Inhale. And exhale. Now just follow your breath. Maybe go a little faster, a little slower, just for a few breaths on your own. Remembering this is your rhythm, your practice, and it will be your labor and birth. Now find a neutral spine and start to make circles, starting with the wrists, the knees, the hips. Maybe you want to make them a little wider, a little smaller. Just finding any sort of rhythm, opening, softening of the body, making sure there's enough room for baby. And then reverse those circles when you're ready. Maybe you start small. And maybe start to make them a little bigger. Noticing any different in the sides or the tightness. Come back to center. Make sure that those knees are under your hips, your hands are under your shoulders. You can always keep the blanket or pillow underneath your knees for a little extra comfort. If your palms feel your wrists are a little bit inflamed, you can always make fists or come down to your elbows if that feels good to you. Remember, you can always drop down to child's pose. So we're going to come into bird dogs and we're going to start to activate the core. So there's no need to hug baby in. Your core will naturally activate, and we want to keep those transverse abdominis strong so that you can push baby out. So we're going to start by lifting the right arm up. Feel the core engage. Lift the left arm up. So it's a huge misconception that you're not able to work your core. Of course, we don't want to do traditional core work, but we can still use the core to work those innermost transverse abdominis, which is like a corset, to really help push baby out. And then learn to relax the pelvic floor, to release baby and guide them out of the birth canal. Last 2. Last 1. Now, dropping your hands down, I want you to lift your right knee up only a little bit so that there's like literally a piece of paper could go underneath, drop it down. Now lift your left leg up. Remember, keeping the hips wide. Lift right, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, for 2, and 1. Now we're gonna make it a little bit more intense. We're gonna do right hand and left foot. So we're gonna extend the right arm out, point the left toe. Again, you can keep the foot low if that feels better to you. Don't go higher than the hip, and then drop it down. We're gonna send it long and drop it down. So your core is naturally engaging right now, giving baby a sweet little hug, letting him or her know that you are staying strong, you are getting ready for them to come out. Not too soon though. Last 3, we're gonna crunch it in. Last 2, last 1. Now we're gonna hold it out. Make sure you have your weight into your left side. It's like bending that left elbow. You're gonna point your palm towards the left wall. You're gonna crunch it in out to the side, and then we're gonna send it long. We're gonna crunch it in, knee and elbow, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, quick child's pose. Knees as wide as the mat, toes touching, relax. The upper abdominals, maybe you shake your head yes. Shake your head no, massage out that third eye. 1 more breath, inhale. And exhale, slowly come up. We're gonna switch sides. So now it's gonna be the left hand, right foot. We send it out, we tap it in. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Remember, we are using our breath, and this is something that you are going to use when you are in labor. So if it's your first time and you've never experienced it, I literally hummed my entire first labor and birth with terrible back labor. So we forget about how crucial our breath is. Last 2, last 1. Now we're gonna hold it up, and then we're gonna crunch it in if that feels good to you. You're gonna bend the right knee in, left elbow in, send it out long. For 7, 6, 5. We're gonna stretch it out with a nice little series after this. Last 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. So let's come into an upper body stretch because that was a lot. We're gonna take our right arm, thread it underneath our left, and make your knees a little bit wider. Open up the shoulder, extend the left arm out long. Take 3 breaths here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly come back up. Switch sides. Left arm comes underneath the right. Extend the right arm out long. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing that shoulder, feeling that softness. Feeling baby hanging between the thighs. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Come up into tabletop. So we are going to extend the right leg long. So it's going to be in line with your hip. Your left hand sees down. We're going to open up our chest. Inhale, right here. And then exhale, I want you to thread the arm down. And then on the exhale, you're going to extend your right arm long. Send your hips back. So inhale to open. Exhale, send it out. So this is helping to open up the inner thighs, the pelvis, any sort of muscles that are super tight and are causing the pelvis to be out of balance. This chest opener feels so good. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Come back to center, switch sides. So remember, you can make your breath as loud as you want. Some women get really loud during birth, and you might want to start practicing that because that could be you. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, send the hips back. Extend the left arm long. Inhale. Exhale. This is called extended goddess. Because mama, you are a goddess. And you can do the hard things. Stick with it. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Come back to tabletop. If you have blocks or any sort of props, I recommend using them because we are going to come into a lunge series. And this is going to be part of the fascia flossing I've learned. It really, your hamstrings, most people's hamstrings are super tight, and that pulls on the pelvic floor, on the pelvis, and we want to keep that pelvis and pelvic floor nice and open. So you're going to take your right foot, you're going to send it out long. I just realized I got my nails done and my toes are already messed up, but that's okay. You're going to bring your blocks probably to the medium setting or whatever feels good. You're going to lean forward. And then I want you to flex your right foot, contracting on the back of your leg to release that hamstring. So you're going to inhale forward. Exhale. You're going to feel it a little in the inner thigh. You can always play around with the foot. Do you want to maybe turn it out? Do you want to turn it in? Do you have more tightness on that inner thigh? Do whatever feels good in this moment. Maybe you point your toes out. This is your time, your practice. This is one of the things that I have found so helpful is these lunges on the hamstring. We don't even realize how much it affects our pelvis and the rest of the body, but in order to change the fascia, we need to contract, which is why we are flexing that foot up, and we don't have to go super far. You can tell my knee is now bent. Take last 3. Last 2. And last 1. All right, change sides. We're gonna step that left foot out. You're gonna reach it forward, and then we're gonna flex it back. So my left leg is much tighter than my right. And again, no judgment here. I'm just learning more about my body. I'm becoming more self-aware. Maybe this is something I need to do more often on this side. These movements, this yoga just gives you more information about your birth, about your body, and about how best you can prepare yourselves to have the best case scenario. Again, we can't control birth, but we can do everything we can to feel our best during pregnancy because it is freaking hard. Start to play with that movement of the foot if you haven't done so already. Last 2. And last 1. Drop that knee back. All right. We're going to come through our first downward dog, but before we do so, I want your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. I want you to tuck your toes and just let's activate the core for just a second. Take a nice breath here. Inhale and exhale. Step back to plank and then downward dog. So your hands are going to be as wide as your shoulders, feet as wide as your hips, and then bend your knees a lot. Now I want you to bend your right knee a lot, keeping it there. Send the left leg back. So rock and sway those hips, driving that left heel towards the floor, feeling the fascia and the back of your leg open up from your hip to your glute, all the way down to your calf and your toes. Now switch legs, bend the left leg a lot, send the right leg back, shake it out. Whew. Feels so good, it's like a little massage. Now bend both legs a lot, send the hips out, open up a crescendo. You need to make a wider stance and make room for baby. Always feel free to do so. And then straighten those legs. Take 2 breaths here, inhale, exhale, Inhale. Exhale. Start to walk your hands and feet together for forward fold. You are welcome to grab blocks here if that feels good to you. And then halfway lift to prepare. Bring your hands to your shins. And then forward fold. Root to rise. Arms come up. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Roll your shoulders down your back. Close your eyes and set your intention for class. Remembering, Mama, why you showed up for yourself. Maybe put a hand on your chest, hand on your belly. And then maybe just sway those hips. Feeling that connection, feeling that inner strength, feeling your breath, feeling your heartbeat. And finding that inner strength and calmness. Now find yourself back in a comfortable, strong position. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And then step your feet back to plank. Downward dog. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly walk your hands and feet to meet each other. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Root to rise. Arms come up. Dive right back down. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, and you will always have the option to come through child's pose versus plank. Downward dog. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands and feet to meet each other. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Root to rise. Arms come up. Dive right back down. Halfway lift. Plant your palms. And then again, I'm going to show you. You can come into child's pose. And then meet me in downward dog. Last one here. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands and feet to meet each other. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold again. Root to rise. Arms come up. Dive right back down. Halfway lift. To prepare. Step back to plank or child's pose. Downward dog. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly walk your hands and feet to meet each other. Whew. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. I want you to make your feet as wide or wider than your hips. You're going to sink your booty low. Pull your belly to your spine. Give baby a nice little hug. And then send your arms out for chair pose. So we're going to send our booty low. We're going to inhale. And then exhale, squeeze our arms back. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here. I know your legs might be hurting. Inhale. Exhale. Can you sink a little lower? Can you get deeper in the pose? Last 3. Last 2. I'm on fire. Last 1. And forward fold. Halfway lift. And then make your way back into downward dog. However you want to get there. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Arms come up for crescent pose. Inhale. Exhale. Open up, warrior 2. So it always feels good for me to open up the leg, but if 3-legged dog does not feel good to you, don't do it. Now think about squaring yourself off to the left side of the room. So we don't want to add any sort of extra pressure, so we're adding everything here. You're going to find that pose. Go into it a little bit deeper for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to reverse. Straighten the leg. And come back into warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Straighten. Extend. Reverse. Straighten the front leg. Warrior 2. Last 3. Woo. Last 2. Last one. Hold it low, 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, reverse peaceful warrior. Bring your right elbow to the inside of your right thigh. Left arm overhead, open up the chest, 2 breaths here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back up, face the left side. We're gonna come into goddess pose. Feet are wider than your hips, toes pointed out. Bring your hands at heart center. And then drop your booty low. Now we're gonna inhale all the way up, and then to ground ourselves, we press our palms down, come into goddess pose. Inhale up, exhale, press it down. Inhale, exhale. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Hold it low, little pulses with the hands and thighs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it low. You're gonna take your hands to your thighs. You're gonna open up the chest, roll your right shoulder forward, and then switch sides. So think about this as the hard part of transitioning into birth. For 6, 5, a little lower. 4, we just have a hold after this. And 3, my legs are on fire. 2, and 1. Hold it right here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Whew. Massage out those legs, hands to heart, hands to belly. Shake it out. You're right here with your baby, your little partner in crime, prepping for the big day. And then we'll come back to the front of your mat, wherever that is, and meet me in downward dog. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Drive your right heel down. Open up the back of the leg. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. For low lunge, arms come up, high lunge, crescent lunge. Hold for a breath, inhale. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. So your back leg is gonna be at a 45-degree angle. And bend deep into that front leg, making it super strong. So remember, your lower body is supporting all this extra weight on top. So we wanna make it strong while also opening it up. Sink a little bit lower. We're gonna inhale here. Exhale, reverse peaceful warrior, straighten the leg. Bend deeper to warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale. Just letting your breath guide you, finding that inner strength, calmness, softening of the body. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, reverse peaceful warrior. Bring your left elbow to the inside of your left knee. Inhale, the arm comes up. Exhale, bring the arm over your ear. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, slowly come up. Come into feet a little bit wider than your hips, and we'll come through a squat series. Malasana squat is great for getting the baby in the right position, helping you to open up your pelvis as well. So inhale, arms come up. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. You always have the option to bring a block underneath you for extra support. And then inhale, arms come back up. And then exhale, we drop it down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, Exhale, think about opening the chest, softening the upper body as you reach up, finding that strength, using your breath, remembering how this is going to power you through labor and birth, regardless of how you decide to do it or how it goes. Last 6. Woo. Last 5. We are going to cool down after this, mama, you got this. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it down here. 3 breaths, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Drop it down. Make your way into child's pose for just a few breaths here. Coming back to it, remember you can always use your props, your block, whatever feels good to you. One more breath, inhale, and exhale. Make your way into downward dog. Tuck the back toes, straighten the leg. Sorry. Bring your right leg to the ceiling, right knee to right wrist for half pigeon. So option to bring a block, a pillow, something to stabilize your hips. And then I like to bring a block or pillow or prop underneath my head. Remember, make that knee super wide. We're here to make space for yourself, for baby, and you should always feel good in all of these positions, and if they don't feel good, don't do them. And release that hip, inner thigh, and come back to your breath. Remembering why you showed up on your mat today. Remember how you utilized your inner strength and calm to push through, and you've used your breath and the poses to soften and open the body. And it's just another rhythm sequence that you'll do with your baby. Last breath, inhale and exhale. Slowly roll up. Remove the block, plant your palms, come into your 3-legged dog if that feels good to you. Drop it down, lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Left knee to left wrist for half pigeon. Untuck the back toes, grab your block, use it on the other side. Square up those hips, pull your knee out wide, and then drop your chest down, making sure you have enough room for baby. And allowing the weight of your belly to just release. Maybe put your head on a block or prop, feeling the difference in the tightness in the sides, but not judging, just gathering information, just being present with your breath and your body and your baby. One more breath, inhale, and exhale, and slowly roll up. You're gonna tuck your back toe, straighten your leg, come into that three-legged dog if that feels good to you. Take one more breath in, downward dog, inhale, exhale, drop down your knees to tabletop and make your way onto your back. So I recommend rolling down onto your side, and then we're gonna come through bridge pose for just 3 breaths. I'm gonna use a block for supported bridge pose, but do whatever feels good to you. Your feet should be hip-width distance, your fingertips graze the back of your heels. You're gonna press your feet firmly in the mat, relax your shoulders down your back, palms down, and then slowly lifting your back one part at a time. So lift the sacrum, then the mid back, and then the upper back, keeping your bra strap area on, and you can put this on the lowest or middle section, whatever feels good to you. And just allow your body to hold right here. Maybe you squeeze your imaginary block between your thighs. 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 1 more breath, inhale, and exhale. Slowly lift your hips up. You're gonna remove the block. Slowly drop 1 section of the back at a time. And then windshield your knees. Windshield your wipers, they said this in another class. Windshield your legs to neutralize the spine. And something you can do to really open up the fronts of the hip flexors and the quads is drop your legs all the way down to the side and then just lift the hip up slightly. Feel a nice stretch right here. And as we drop our legs to the other side, another little trick about fascia flossing, but it makes a huge difference when we contract our muscles when we are going through the movements in order to soften up the muscle and the fascia. Last 2, last 1, and come into happy baby pose. So grab for the outsides of your feet. If it doesn't feel good to be on your back, you can always come into child's pose. We won't be here for too long. Maybe you make little circles with the hips, extend one leg or the other. Do whatever feels good to you. This is your time, your practice, your body, and your baby. And when you're ready, making your knees super wide, give yourself a nice little squeeze. And then feel free to come down into Shavasana however you would like. If you feel comfortable on your back, I recommend putting blocks or pillows or blankets underneath your knees. You can come into an inversion. So if you want to put your legs up the wall, that should feel good. But just surrender to the practice, to everything that you just did in the last 45 minutes, remembering what it feels like to show up for you, to show up for your baby, how it's just as important to lengthen and soften the body, especially as we near labor and birth, and how this will be just a source for you going forward. A reminder to slow down, while also finding that inner strength, inner peace, and inner calm. So just take a few minutes to yourself in whatever position feels good to you. Remember, you are amazing, mama. You are an amazing pregnant person. You are doing an incredible thing. Your body is incredible. You are your own best advocate, and you have the power to control your thoughts. Just let this positive energy wash over you. You're welcome to put your hand on your baby. Let them know you're there. A hand on your heart. We're guiding you today. We're guiding you through this incredible, but at times challenging and difficult journey of pregnancy and motherhood. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to reawaken the body. And when you're ready, remove any sort of props that you use. Roll to your left side. And then gently come up to a seated, comfortable position so that we can seal our practice together with a few bits of breath work. Exhale the stale breath out of your belly. Close your eyes, roll out your shoulders. Exhale all of that breath out. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale. Flutter it out your lips. Biggest inhale of the day, inhale. Little more, little more. Lion's breath it out, stick out that tongue. Bringing your hands to heart center to seal your practice with health, with happiness always. Namaste. Again, I am Jackie Smith of Little Adapts by Jax. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I have dedicated both of my pregnancies to building out a prenatal program that has everything from barre to yoga to cardio to all the things you need in between for morning sickness, stretching, for no matter how you're feeling on what given day. And then of course a whole breadth of ebook with nutrition, guidance, recipes, non-toxic products, the things that I wish other mamas had told me. So feel free to check out my program, DM me, email me, I'm here to support you. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. Until next time.